Yeah, hi, hello, and good morning. And the continuation, last video, like which we have done the demo part one, the continuation part and the continuation. So last video ఏదైతే చూసామో ఆ టాపిక్స్ కంటిన్యూషన్ చూస్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ మనం. సో లాస్ట్ వీడియోస్ ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే మీరు మా టీంతో కాంటాక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. సో వీ విల్ హ్యావ్ Q&A సెక్షన్ అండి ఆఫ్టర్ డెమో సెక్షన్ నెంబర్ 2 కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత డెఫినెట్లీ వీ హ్యావ్ Q&A సెక్షన్ అండి. రైట్, ద కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్ చూద్దాం. అసలు ఇప్పుడు మనం కంప్లీట్ గా మన కోర్ ఏరియా, మన కోర్ టాపిక్. నౌ వీఆర్ ఎంటరింగ్ టు నౌ వీఆర్ మూవింగ్ టు అవర్ కోర్ సబ్జెక్ట్ into SAP FICO only. Now we are moving to our main subject. So what are the topics comes under our SAP FICO? Then we need to understand in detail what is what. One by one we need to understand. Let us say the continuation. And now coming to the SAP point of view, so in SAP approximately we have 115 plus modules, including cloud modules. I'm saying including cloud modules, total equal to 150 plus modules we have in our SAP application. And continuation, they are divided into three ways. All the 150 modules they are divided into three ways. One is technical modules, second one is functional modules, and third one is techno-functional modules. Right, now coming to our SAP FICO, which is purely comes under functional modules. SAP FICO purely comes under functional modules. Let us see one by one. Before that, we need to have some more information about the technical modules as well. Which one clear concept? In technical modules, we have some modules for the example purpose I have given. One is ABAP, second one is basis, third one is NetWeaver, fourth one is securities, and the fifth one is GRC and other modules we have. And continuation, coming to the functionals, FI and CO, which is also comes under functional module. MM, materials management, SD, sales and distribution, PP, production planning, HR, human resource, and continuous in PM, plant maintenance, QC, quality management, QM quality management, QC quality control, PP production planning. Like that, we have list of functional modules under. And continuation techno-functional BI, BO, BW, CRM, SRM, SCM, FSCM. ఇలా మనకి చాలా మాడ్యూల్స్ ఉంటాయండి in our techno-function also. So మనం క్లాస్ స్టార్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత once we'll start the classes, we will have separate section about SAP modules, and that moment we will discuss in detail about technical modules and functional modules and techno-functional modules also. Okay, we have separate section for our modules, and so show them once we start the classes. Right, continuation. Now let us see our SAP FICO point of view in common language. Whenever we are going to be posted any transaction, clear follow on. Whenever we are going to be posted any transaction, either in our books of accounts or any application, it may be Tally, or it may be Wings, or it may be Focus, or it may be SAP application, or it may be Oracle, or it may be any other ERP application, or in case if you are posting the accounting entries in our manual books also, what was the process and what is the procedure we are going to be follow. We need to understand. Right, so in the initial stage, any business transaction or general entry or general voucher or the general document, we are going to be posted at our general entry level. If I want to post the general entries in the initial stage, what I need to have the idea about the golden rules of accounting. I need to have the idea about the golden rules of accounting. So based upon the golden rules of accounting, we are going to be posted the accounting entries at our general entry level. Coming to the golden rules of accounting, here we have three. One is real accounting and continuation personal accounting. Next one is nominal accounting. I think already we know about the basic accounting in our intermediate and in our graduation and in our post graduation. Already we know. Okay, this is the base we need to know to post the accounting entry either in the application or in our manual book of accounts. మీకు ఈ బేసిక్ అకౌంటింగ్ గోల్డెన్ రూల్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఇవి మీకు పక్కా తెలిసి ఉండాలి. ఇన్ కేస్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ నో anything about the golden rules of accounting, then which is not possible to post the accounting entry or accounting entries in our ERP applications or in our manual books of accounts. మీరు ఎక్కడ పోస్ట్ చేద్దాం అనుకున్నా మీకు పక్కగా తెలిసి ఉండాలి. Right? Then continuation. Once we have done the general entries, after that, all the values we will take into the ledgers. Okay. In the ledger, it is complete report about the month. General entries, we can call it as a day book. Coming to the ledgers, which is we are using for reporting purpose on monthly basis. Because if I want to know, you can take some ledger or any other ledgers as example, either salaries or rent or any other ledgers you can take as example. So in that particular ledger, what was the closing balance and what was the opening balance? Because if I want to know, definitely I need to follow ledgers. Without ledgers, which is not possible to know about the opening balance and the closing balance of a specific month or a specific ledger. ఒకవేళ మీకు లెడ్జర్ వైజ్ గా ఓపెనింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఎంత ఉంది, క్లోజింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఎంత ఉంది ఇన్ ఏ మంత్ మీకు వాళ్ళు తెలియాలి అనుకుంటే పక్కగా మీకు లెడ్జర్స్ అనేవి మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. వితౌట్ లెడ్జర్స్ విచ్ ఇస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్ టు నో దట్ ఓపెనింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ అండ్ ద క్లోజింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఆఫ్ అన్ అకౌంట్. చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. దెన్ కంటిన్యూషన్ based upon the ledgers we'll go for the trial balance. Okay, then based upon the trial balance we'll go to profit and loss account or statement of profit and loss. Coming to the statement of profit and loss or profit and loss account, here we have two parameters. One is incomes, second one is expenses. One is incomes and second one is expenses. These two parameters comes under our profit and loss account. Then the continuation, balance sheet. In balance sheet again we have two parameters. One is assets and second one is liabilities. Okay, now come to the point here. You can take any transaction as example. The transaction must be comes under incomes or expenses or assets or liabilities. It means that the transaction either comes under profit and loss account or in balance sheet. Right? మీరు ఏ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ తీసుకోండి ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఆ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ అనేది ఇదర్ ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్ లో రావాలి లేదంటే బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్ లో రావాలి. ఈ రెండు కాకుండా వేరే ఆప్షన్ దానికి లేదు. వీ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ అదర్ ఆప్షన్ ఫర్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ అకౌంటింగ్ ఎంట్రీ. అండ్ కంటిన్యూషన్, మీరు ఏ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ తీసుకుంటున్నారో ఆ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ అనేది ఇట్ మే బి కమ్స్ అండర్ ఇన్కమ్స్ ఆర్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ఆర్ అసెట్స్ ఆర్ లయబిలిటీస్, ఏదో ఒక దాంట్లో రావాలండి. ఇది ఆల్రెడీ వీ నో ద సబ్జెక్ట్. ఈ ఆల్రెడీ ఎంటైర్ అకౌంటింగ్ సైకిల్ ఆర్ అకౌంటింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ ఆర్ అకౌంటింగ్ మెథడాలజీ already we know, already we have learned in our intermediate, that is +2, and already we have learned in our graduation, already we have learned in our MBA or MCom into commerce or into account something which we had done in the post graduation. That in that post graduation also we know the basic accounting cycle. మీరు ఒక MBA అయి ఉంటే in our MBA first semester already we know we have the subject called financial accounting. In that financial accounting already we know this entire process. In case if you are MCom, in our MCom also in first year first semester we have the financial accounting subject. In that subject already we know this entire process, right? కానీ కొత్తగా ఏమీ చెప్పట్లేదు, ఆల్రెడీ మీకు తెలిసింది. ఇప్పుడు నేను SAP తో మిక్స్ చేస్తున్నా. ఆల్రెడీ we know the entire process. The same process now I'm going to be linked with SAP application, not SAP FICO. I'm going to be linked with SAP FICO. Let us see one by one. Okay, the total we are going to be controlled at our SAP FI level. All the transactions we are going to be recorded or we are going to be posted at our SAP FI level in the initial stage. Then the continuation, the transactions which are belongs to the profit and loss account, that may be incomes or that may be expenses related transactions, which we will take into SAP CO for the reporting purpose. But in the initial stage, all the transactions we are going to be recorded or we are going to be posted at our SAP FI level. Then how the data is going to be linked with SAP CO? That information, that data we are taken from SAP FI to SAP CO. That information we are taking from SAP FI to SAP CO. Why means already all the accounting entries, all the transactions we are going to be posted at our SAP FI level. From SAP FI to SAP CO, we will pull the data which is related to incomes and expenses. Our data మాత్రమే మనం తీసుకుంటాం in our SAP CO for the reporting purpose. Right. This entire process we can call it as a R2R process or R2R cycle. R2R stands for record to report. R2R stands for record to report. Let us see in detail. Here, in our general entry accounts level, we are going to be recorded each and every transaction based upon our golden rules of accounting. మన golden rules of accounting ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో వాటిని మనం బేస్ చేసుకొని each and every transaction we are going to be recorded at our general entries level. Then the continuation, the remaining part we can call it as a reports. Ledgers we can call it as a report. Trial balance is also called report. Profit and loss account is also called report, and balance is also called report. So this is the R2R process. Right. Now continuation. Introduction to SAP FI and CO. Here, SAP FI and CO is not a single module. SAP FI CO are two different modules. Like FI is separate module and the CO is separate module. Let us see one by one now. SAP FI stands for finance. It is mainly we are using for reporting purpose. For which reporting? External reporting purpose. Why the companies or why the organizations are using SAP FI module in SAP application? Here SAP FI we are using for external reporting purpose. The best examples for external reporting, one is balance sheet, second one is profit and loss account. Continuation. Now coming to the SAP CO. CO stands for controlling. It is mainly used for internal reporting purpose. See here, SAP FI we are using for external reporting purpose, and continuation SAP CO we are using for internal reporting purpose. Both SAP FI and CO we are using for reporting purpose only. Now coming to the example for our internal reporting, one is cost sheet, second one is budgeting. These two are the best examples for SAP CO. Right? And continuation, both SAP FI CO is an important core module in the lifetime. Without SAP FI CO, which is not possible to get any reports. It may be internal reports or it may be external reports. If you want to get the reports, yes, we require SAP FI and we require SAP CO. Of course, right? So without SAP FI and CO, which is not possible to get any reports, any major reports I'm talking about. Right. Then the continuation, in case if I want to get the external reports at our SAP FI level, then what we have to do? We have to concentrate on SAP FI sub areas or SAP FI sub modules. If I want to get external reports at our SAP FI level, then definitely we need to concentrate on SAP FI sub modules. ఒకవేళ మీకు SAP FI రిపోర్ట్స్ కావాలి అనుకుంటే, ఐ మీన్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ రిపోర్ట్స్ కానీ ఒకవేళ మీకు కావాలి అనుకుంటే at our SAP FI లెవెల్ మరి మీరు ఏం చేయాలి అంటే we need to understand SAP FI sub modules. SAP FI sub modules మనకు తెలుసుంటేనే మనకి రిపోర్టింగ్ పార్ట్ అనేది క్లియర్గా వస్తుంది, లేకపోతే రాదు. Let us see the continuation అండి. SAP FI sub modules, in that total we have 4 different sub modules. Let us see one by one. First one is general ledgers, second one is accounts payables, third one is account receivables, fourth one is asset accounting. On these 4 areas we need to be concentrate, then only we will get SAP FI reports. Continuation. In case if I want to get SAP CO reports, that is internal reports. Yes, if I want to get the internal reports at our SAP CO level, then what we have to do? We need to concentrate on SAP CO submodules. In our SAP CO, we have total 6 submodules we need to concentrate. First one is cost element accounting, continuation cost center accounting, internal orders, profit center accounting, profitability analysis, and product cost. On these all areas we need to be concentrate, then only we will get SAP CO reports. All right, then the continuation. Along with SAP FI CO, we need to understand the tax process based upon the country. Based upon the country, for every country we have separate tax procedure and separate tax setup. That entire tax scenarios also we need to be understand, entire the tax procedures and the process we need to be understand in our SAP application point of view. Why? Because when coming to the transaction point of view, we have 2 kinds of transaction. One is taxable transaction, second one is non-taxable transaction. Non-taxable transaction means we have to apply the tax with a nil rate. We have to apply the tax rate with nil rate. Coming to the taxable, Yes, we will apply the tax based upon the tax rates. ఇక్కడ taxable transactions అంటే ఏంటండి? On the particular transaction, we have certain percentage as a tax. Non-taxable means on the transaction we don't have the tax, but still in case if you want to apply, we can apply the tax. How much percentage? 0%. 0% means the particular transaction is going to be exempted from the tax. Right. Now the entire tax process we need to be understand. Right? The whole tax process we are going to be controlled in our SAP SIN level. SAP SIN stands for Country India Version. Total Indian taxation we are going to be controlled in our SAP SIN. Okay. In our Indian taxation history, one date is very important. That is 1st July 2017. Why? From this date onwards, GST has been implemented in our Indian country. Sorry, in our India country, in our Indian taxation process. Before this date, we have the old taxation. Okay. Okay. For our understanding, we'll go for some examples. See here, excise duty, VAT, GST, service tax, Swachh Bharat cess, Kalyan cess. Okay. From 1st July 2017 onwards, Indian government have been implemented GST. Don't know. So from 1st July 2017 onwards, the Indian government have been implemented GST. GST stands for Goods and Service Tax. Here we have 3 different taxes. One is CGST, Central Goods and Service Tax. Second one is HGST, State Goods and Service Tax. Third one, IGST, Integrated Goods and Service Tax. Right? Here we need to understand both the taxes. GST we need to be understand, as well as old tax also we need to be understand. Why? So in our India, still 35% companies are using old taxation only. Okay, in our India level, total in all the industries, all the industries, GST is not implemented. You can go for few examples. Oil and gas industries and oil and gas companies, they will follow GST? No. Beverages like hot drinks and soft drinks, in that also still they are following old taxation only. And continues on few medicines, on few medicines like a pharma industry, in that on few medicines still we are following old taxation. And continuation on tobacco industry also, still we are following old taxation only. So that we need to be understand both the areas, like GST we need to be understand and old taxation also we need to be understand. మనం రెండు నేర్చుకోవాలి. ఎందుకు? Once we had done our training program, okay, after that in case we are getting the job in any organization, we don't know whether they are following GST or the old taxation. I'm talking about the client end. The particular client are using GST or old taxation by default, we don't know. So that is the reason why we need to understand about the old taxation and we need to understand about GST also. Then continuation, TDS and TCS. TDS stands for tax directed at source and TCS stands for tax collected at source. The entire Indian taxation process we need to be understand, we need to be learn in this particular topic, that is SAP SIN. Okay, we will explain all the taxation, like old taxation we will, like I will explain, and continuation GST also I will explain, TDS and TCS also I'm going to be explain on SAP application. In the continuation, why we are doing the taxation, what is the main motto and what is the main purpose? To identify the tax payable value. How we will identify the tax payable value? Here, sales tax and continuation, purchase tax. Sales tax means output tax, purchase tax means input tax. The difference between sales tax and the purchase tax is called tax payable. The difference between sales tax minus purchase tax is called tax payable. That is output tax minus input. Continuation. Next level, very important, SAP FICO integration with other modules. In that, first one is SAP FICO integration with that is materials management, and continuation SAP FICO integration with SAP SD, that is sales and distribution. First level, we'll go for first one in the integration part. SAP FICO integration with SAP that is materials management. Okay, SAP FICO integration with SAP that is materials management. In the continuation, so here we need to understand the logic. Whenever the company required any raw materials for the production purpose, that moment the materials management team will go for the procurement. The total procurement process or procurement cycle is controlled by SAP team, that is materials management team. The total procurement cycle is going to be controlled by SAP team. Okay, in case if you have the production requirement, for the production requirement we need the raw materials. In case if you don't have the raw materials at our warehouse level, then what we have to do? We have to start the procurement. Who will do the procurement? Our team. మనకి ప్రొడక్షన్ కోసం రా మెటీరియల్స్ కావాలండి, రిక్వైర్మెంట్ అక్కడ ఉంది, బట్ మన దగ్గర రా మెటీరియల్స్ లేవు. మరి రా మెటీరియల్స్ ఎవరు కొంటారు అంటే ఎస్ఏపి టీం వాళ్ళే పర్చేజ్ చేస్తారు. మరి వాళ్ళు పర్చేజ్ చేయాలంటే దే నీడ్ టు స్టార్ట్ ద ప్రొక్యూర్మెంట్ సైకిల్ అండి. మరి ప్రొక్యూర్మెంట్ సైకిల్ ఎక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది? ఫ్రమ్ వేర్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి స్టార్ట్ ద ప్రొక్యూర్మెంట్ సైకిల్? ఫ్రమ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ. దట్ ఈస్ దేర్ వర్క్, బట్ వీ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్. First, they will go for the purchase requisition. You start with purchase requisition and continuation. Request for the quotation. Quotation means how much stock we require. Okay, and what was the rate? Like what was the price? What was the cost? And continuation, whether it is taxable material or non-taxable material, we need to be understand. Without tax, what was the value of the material? Including tax, what was the value of the material? Need to be understand at our quotation level. If quotation is okay, both the sides, like from the vendor point of view and company point of view, if the quotation is okay, then the vendor will give the confirmation or supplier will give the confirmation. That is PO. PO stands for purchase order. In the PO, they will maintain each and every point. PO means which is the mutual agreement, mutual understanding and mutual agreement between two parties. One is supplier and second one is company. ఇక్కడ రెండు పార్టీస్ మధ్యన మ్యూచువల్ గా ఉన్న అగ్రిమెంట్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో ఆ అగ్రిమెంట్ we can call it as a PO. PO stands for purchase order. In PO we have the complete information and we will have the terms and conditions also. Okay, and continuation, once the PO has been completed, based upon the PO, the supplier will supply the stock to our warehouse. మన ప్లేస్ కి సప్లైర్ స్టాక్ అని సప్లై చేస్తారండి. మన ప్లేస్ అంటే ఇన్ అవర్ టర్మ్స్ we can call it as a warehouse. Okay, so that is called GR. GR stands for goods received. Once we have received the stock at our warehouse level, that is storage location, that moment see the accounting entry. Raw materials account data to GRIR clearing account or GRIR account. By default, system has been taken accounting entry automatically at our SAP FI level. It means that our SAP FI end user will not post the accounting entry which is related to GR or which is belongs to GR. By default, system has been taken the accounting entry at our SAP FI level. It means that our SAP FI end user will not post the accounting entry. By default, SAP application will take the accounting entry automatically in the respective module, that is SAP FI. At our SAP FI level, system automatically taken the accounting entry like this. Then the continuation, once we have received the stock, along with the stock we will get the invoice copy, that is invoice receipt, or we can call it as IR. Once we receive the IR, that moment we got the accounting entry like this. Check it out. GRIR clearing account data to vendor account. At the time of GR, we got one accounting entry. At the time of IR, we got one accounting entry. It means that these two accounting entries we will get automatically at our SAP FI and CO level. Our accountant will not post. Our accountant means our SAP FI end user will not post the accounting entries which belongs to GR and IR. System automatically taken the accounting entries at our SAP FI and CO level. Right. Once we have received the invoice receipt, in the continuation, our procurement team, that is materials management team, will go for the stock verification. Whether we have received right product or wrong product, or right raw materials or wrong raw materials, they will go for physical stock verification. In case they find any kind of damaged product or any kind of wrong product, what they will do? They will go for purchase returns. This entire process is going to be controlled by SAP MM team. The total process is going to be controlled by SAP MM team, that is materials management team. This process we can call it as a P2P process or P2P cycle. P2P stands for procure to pay. The total procurement is controlled by SAP MM team and payment is done by SAP FI team at our SAP FI level and accounts payables. Procurement is controlled by SAP MM team and payment is done by SAP FI end user at our SAP FI level in which submodule? Accounts payables. In accounts payables, our SAP FI end user will do the payment on the due date to the respective vendor against to the invoice. Got it? Right. How many types of purchase we have? We have two types of purchase. One is cash purchase and second one is credit purchase. If it is cash purchase or if it is credit purchase, the process is same. In the process, we don't have any changes. Okay. So in the integration level, we have done part number 1, that is SAP FI CO integration with SAP MM, that is P2P cycle we have done. Now come on to the second level. SAP FI CO integration with SAP SD, that is sales and distribution. Okay. Here, once the product is ready, at our plant level, it means that the production has been done at the plant level. Once the production has been done, we will take the entire product, a complete products to our warehouse. Once we have taken the products to the warehouse, then the marketing team will come into the picture. They will go to the market and they will sell the product to the respective customers. In case they want to sell the product to the customers, what they will do? They have to go to the market and they will do some kind of R&D. So who is the target audience? They need to get the information. For that, they will start with inquiry. Who is our target audience? And the remaining process they will check in the market level. And continuation. In case if any customer is interested about our product, then they will take the quotation from the customer. Like how many parts they require, on which date, at what price they are expecting, and other information, the basic information. So they will cut from the customer. Then after that, our sales and distribution team, that is marketing team, will check with our warehouse team, like warehouse management team, whether this particular product is available or not. If it is available, then they can go for the sales. If it is not available, then they will not take the orders from the customer. ఎందుకు availability లేకపోతే వాళ్ళు ఆర్డర్ తీసుకుని ఏం చేస్తారండి? In case the stock is not available at our warehouse level, still if you have taken the orders from the customer, then what we have to do? We have to supply the product or the stock to the customer on time. In case if you are not supplying, then we will fail. ఆటోమేటిక్గా మనం ఫెయిల్ అయిపోతామండి. ఏమవుతున్నప్పుడు మార్కెట్లో మన రిప్యుటేషన్ అనేది పోతుంది, మన గుడ్ విల్ అనేది పోతుంది. కాబట్టి whether the product is available or not at our warehouse level, so our marketing team will check with our warehouse management team, and if the stock is available, then they will go to the next level. And based upon the quotation, our marketing team will go for the sales order. Sales order means here mutual agreement or mutual understand between our mutual agreement between customer and the company. Okay. And condition in the sales order, they will take the complete information about the customer, like customer name, customer phone number, customer email ID, and customer delivery address, customer billing address, customer shipping address, and other information. Okay. Once the sales order has been confirmed, based upon the sales order, our team, our marketing team will deliver the stock by using distribution channels to the customer place. They will go for the outbound delivery based upon the sales order. Okay, while a place get the stock delivery to which place they want the stock, to that place we have to deliver the stock by using distribution channels. Okay, once we have done the delivery, after that we will provide the sales invoice copy, which is called billing document. In our terms, we can call it as a billing document. In customer point of view, which is called sales invoice copy, we'll provide one sales invoice copy. Once billing document has been done at our SAP SD level, then we got the accounting entry like this: customer account to sales, customer account to sales account. We got this accounting entry automatically at our SAP FICO level. It means that our accountant will not post the accounting entry at our SAP FI level. By default system itself, it will take the accounting entry automatically in the respective module. This is the magic of integration. Okay. Once the customer has been taken the billing document, then the customer will go for the stock verification, whether they have received the right product or wrong product, and a continuation whether they have received good piece or not. In case they have received the right product but which was damaged, then what they will do? They will go for sales returns. This entire process is going to be controlled by SAP SD team, sales and distribution team. This entire process, we can call it as a OTC process. OTC process stands for order to cash. From inquiry to billing document is controlled by SAP SD team. Okay. On the due date, our SAP FI end user will collect the amount from the customer, and they will clear the sales invoice at our SAP FI level in our account receivables module, in our account receivables sub module. Right. Our continuation. How many types of sales we have? We have two types of sales. One is cash sales, and second one is credit sales. If it is cash sales, we have to follow the same process. If it is credit sales also, we have to follow the same process. There is no change here. Okay, there is no change here. And continuation. Need to be understand few more points. Okay, see here. SAP FICO. For SAP FICO, we have the second name, that is R2R process or R2R cycle. R2R stands for record to report. Continuation, second one, SAP MM. For SAP MM, we have the second name, that is P2P. P2P process or P2P cycle. PQ to pay. And continuation, third process, SAP SD. Second name, O2C. OTC. OTC stands for order to cash. Order to cash. Okay. And continuation, fourth one, SAP CIN. G purely comes under, sorry, second name for sin. Man common language ప్రకారం మాట్లాడుకుంటే what is the term for the sin? Taxation process అండి. Taxation process we are going to be controlled at our SAP sin level, right? At our SAP FICO level, we will complete total SAP FI and CO. It means that we will complete total R2R process. In case if you want to understand P2P process, here we need to be understand 30% subject, 30% subject which is belongs to SAP MM. We need to be understand 30% subject which is belongs to SAP MM. Then only we will understand the complete cycle of P2P. In case if you don't know 30% of subject which belongs to SAP MM, then we cannot understand the complete P2P cycle. 30% subject means here we need to be understand the configuration data at our MM level, and continuously we need to be understand the master data which are belongs to SAP MM, and continuously we need to be understand the transactional data which was posted by SAP MM end user. Then we need to be understand the reporting part about P2P process. Ivanni me teliyali ante we need to understand 30% of subject which is belongs to SAP MM. Here also same andi. In case if you want to know complete process about OTC, here also we need to understand 30% of SAP SD subject also. 30% is SAP SD కూడా మీకు తెలిసి ఉండాలి. Then only we will understand the OTC process completely. And here the P2P is linked with SAP FI with the submodule AP accounts payables, and this OTC is linked with OTC is linked with SAP FI AR account receivables. Because if you are strong in accounts payables, it means that we have to know complete process about P2P. In case if you want to be strong in the account receivables or accounts payables, along with accounts payables and account receivables, we must know about P2P and OTC. In case if you don't know the P2P process, in case if you don't know any idea about OTC, then we are not strong in the respective accounts payables and respective account receivables. Our respective area account payable, account receivables, in that areas we are not strong. మీరు ఇప్పుడు స్ట్రాంగ్ అవుతారు అంటే 100% strong అవ్వాలి in the respective submodule accounts payables or account receivables means we need to be strong in our P2P process and we need to be strong in OTC process. Then only we are strong in our accounts payables and account receivables 100%. Along with the taxation also. Why? Here the taxation comes under SAP FI, continuous which comes under SAP CO, and taxation comes under SAP MM. Here we will apply purchase tax only. This comes under SAP SD, and continuous taxation comes under SAP HR or HCM. Okay, in this respective modules, the taxation part will comes under the taxation part FI lo vastundi. The taxation part comes under SAP FI, CO, SD, MM, HR also. Again, the taxation process or the SAP SIN is linked with P2P and SIN is linked with OTC. So ఇది కూడా మీకు తెలిసి ఉండాలి. తెలిసి ఉంటేనే we are 100% strong in the subject. In the entry point, if in case if you want to get the job in our SAP FI CO, we have to know this entire cycles. First one is R2R we must be know, and continuation P2P we must be know, and OTC we must be know, and continuation SIN we have to know or we must be know. That's the logic. Right. In నాలుగు ప్రాసెస్లు మీకు తెలిసి ఉండాలి, like R2R, P2P, OTC and the taxation process. Right. Then the continuation అండి. Okay. Along with that, we have to know the advanced topics. Advanced topics means the special features of ECC 6.0 EHP7. In that, first one is new GL. This is one of the special feature or one of the special advantage in our ECC 6.0 version. And continuation, document splitting, continuation cash general. In our common language, we can call it as a petty cash. Continuation BRS, bank reconciliation statement, whether it is payable or receivables, whether it is payment or receipt, every transaction we will do through bank. Real transaction తీసుకోండి, each and every transaction we are going to be done through bank, whether it is payments or receipts. Then we need to be understand BRS also, bank reconciliation statement. Along with that, LSNW, that is legacy system migration workbench, which is belongs to above. Still we have to know. ఇది కూడా మనం మాట్లాడదామండి. Continuation. Now come to the closing activities. Monthly, how we'll close the books of accounts in our SAP point of view, we have to know. And continuation, yearly, how we'll close the books of accounts, we have to know. And continuation, TDS quarterly e-returns, how we will do it in our SAP application, we have to know SAP offensive application. And continuation, preparation of financial statements. How we will prepare the financial statements like trial balance, profit and loss account, balance sheet, cost sheet, cash flows, funds flows, budgeting, how we'll prepare all the financial statements. And continuation, how to extract all the financial reports or all the reports from SAP to MS Excel to do MIS reporting. And SAP lo unna reporting part edaithe undo, the total reports we have to extract from SAP application to MS Excel to do MIS reporting. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనం తెలియాలండి. All the closing activities we have to know. Month wise, year wise, quarterly TDS returns ఎలా మనం ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాము. And continuation, how to prepare the financial statements and how to extract all the financial reports and other reports also from SAP to MS Excel to do MIS reporting. ఈ part కూడా చాలా important in the lifetime. Next year, from the starting to ending, on what purpose we are doing entire process, for our reporting purpose only. SAP FI we are using for external reporting purpose, and SAP CO we are using for internal reporting purpose. Both we are using for reporting purpose only. So that is the reason why here we need to understand. Here I'm going to be explained 250 plus SAP standard reports. మొత్తంగా మనం చూసుకుంటే on the total I'm going to be explained 250 plus SAP standard reports. In that FI reports, by default we will have FI reports, SAP CO reports, SAP SIN reports, SAP MM reports, and SAP SD reports. Here you can check the examples. Trial balance, profit and loss account, balance sheet, cost sheet, budgeting, vendor wise report, customer wise report, material wise report, sales order wise report, purchase order wise report. Okay, once again coming to the examples here. Trial balance is belongs to SAP FI report, profit and loss account is belongs to SAP FI report, balance sheet is belongs to SAP FI report, cost sheet is belongs to SAP CO report, budgeting is belongs to SAP CO report, vendor wise report is belongs to SAP MM, customer wise report is belongs to SAP SD, material wise report is belongs to both SAP MM and SAP SD, sales order wise report which is belongs to SAP SD, and the purchase order wise report which is belongs to SAP MM. Like that we will have 250 plus reports. I'm going to be explained from the starting to ending on topic base. If you want to get all these reports in the initial stage, what we have to do? We have to do the configuration, then continuation we have to maintain the master data, and after that we have to go for the transactional data. We have to post the transactional data, then we will get all these reports. In case if you want to get all these reports, ఈ రిపోర్ట్స్ మనకు కావాలి, ఈ రిపోర్ట్స్ మనకు రావాలి అనుకుంటే మనం ఏం చేయాలి? కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ డేటా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి, మాస్టర్ డేటాస్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి, then we have to go for the transactional data postings, then only we'll get all these reports, right? Each topic wise ga, so configuration data amount undi and master data amount undi and the transaction data amount undi, then reports ela vastayi on topic base. You need to be understand, right? Next level continuation. So after completion of training program, once we get the job, we have to work on any SAP project. Okay, let us see the types of SAP projects. Total we have 4 different projects. One is implementation project, second one is support project, third one is rollout project, fourth one is upgradation project. Now come to the logic here. In implementation project, what is the roles and responsibilities of the SAP team? And continuation, what is the roles and responsibilities of the core team members, and what is the roles and responsibilities of the SAP end users? We have to know. And continuation, the support project also same. The roles and responsibilities of SAP team, continuation, core team members, and SAP end users. Same in the supporting project, same in the rollout project, and same in the upgradation project. In detail, we need to be understand. I will explain each project wise the roles and responsibilities of respective teams like SAP team, core team members, and continuation SAP end users. Right. Continuation. Suppose in case if you are following, suppose in case if you are in the implementation project, then what we have to do? We have to follow standard SAP ASAP methodology. We have to follow SAP standard ASAP methodology. Okay. In the ASAP methodology, we have 5 different phases in our implementation project. Let us see the phases. First one is project preparation. Second one is business blueprint. Third one is realization. Fourth one is final preparation. Last one is go live and support. Now coming to the next level, in each and every phase wise, what are the roles and responsibilities of the SAP team, and what are the roles and responsibilities of the core team members? What are the roles and responsibilities of the SAP end user? We need to be understand. We need to be understand on each phase wise. I will explain in detail. Okay. This is about our training program, complete process. Just I have given brief idea. Next level. Myself is Dorababu Jaie, and I was certified in SAP FI. See here, financial accounting on latest version. ERP 6.0 ESP7, and I was certified. I was SAP Global certified in SAP CWAS. You can check it out here. Management accounting with SAP ERP 6.0 ESP7, and I was certified in SAP S4 HANA. See here, professional level I have done the certification in SAP S4 HANA 1909 version. See here, SAP ERP financial experts. Right. So these are my certifications, and that's it. And